Welcome to Locked and Loaded Sports. It's time to lock in, load up, and win big. If you're serious about sports and love cashing in on solid picks, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's get to work. In this video, we will discuss the Week 10 NFL Thursday Night Football matchup, giving you 2 free picks on the total and a side. We will be using a blend of historical data, advanced sports analytics, and real-world sentiment to deliver sharp and sometimes contrarian betting picks. Now let's get into it. The lights of Thursday Night Football turn toward the Mile High City this week, where the Denver Broncos host the Las Vegas Raiders in a matchup steeped in AFC West history. Denver enters Week 10 riding a 5-game winning streak and playing its most complete football of the season under head coach Sean Payton. The Broncos have built their identity around defense and efficiency, holding opponents to just over 16 points per game, while sophomore quarterback Bo Nix manages the offense with poise and control. They are unbeaten at home this year and have covered the spread in 7 of their last 9 home contests. Las Vegas arrives in Denver searching for direction after a heartbreaking overtime loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Despite the defeat, there were encouraging signs for the Raiders, particularly the performance of tight end Brock Bowers, who returned from injury and gave the offense a much-needed spark. And for those paying attention, the Raiders did cover the spread. But the Raiders have struggled to find consistency at quarterback, with Geno Smith tied for the most interceptions through 9 weeks of action. And the defense has leaned heavily on Max Crosby, who continues to battle through back soreness. The team's record has slipped to 2 wins and 7 losses, but the Raiders have historically matched up well with Denver and have a knack for keeping these games close. This rivalry, one of the oldest and fiercest in the NFL, has long belonged to the Raiders. Las Vegas leads the all-time series 73 wins to 56, and in recent years has won 8 of the last 10 meetings. Yet the tide began to shift last season when Sean Payton's Broncos swept the series with convincing wins, signaling a possible change in momentum. Thursday night games tend to favor the home team, and Denver's balanced formula makes it the clear favorite. However, history suggests this meeting will be far from a blowout. The Raiders have covered the spread in 12 of the last 15 matchups against the Broncos and 5 of the last 7 games in Denver. Both teams trend toward lower scoring contests, with Denver leaning on its defense and Las Vegas struggling to finish drives. Expect the Broncos to control the pace with their running game and defense, forcing the Raiders into long drives and difficult third downs. Still, the Raiders' ability to hang around, particularly if Bowers can again produce explosive plays, should keep the margin within single digits. Denver's defense will ultimately prove too disciplined, and its home field advantage will carry it to victory, but the Raiders' effort will make it closer than expected. We are getting locked and loaded with the Raiders to cover. Friendly reminder to hit that subscribe button and check out our Instagram link in the description. Thanks for the support. And now for those people that love action on the total score, we got you covered. The total for this Week 10 matchup is set in the low 40s, a number that invites intrigue given the recent scoring patterns of both teams. Denver has been winning with an old-school formula built on discipline and defense. Under Sean Payton, the Broncos have limited mistakes, controlled possession, and relied on a top 5 scoring defense that has allowed just over 16 points per game. That approach has naturally kept point totals low, with the total going under in 8 of Denver's last 11 contests. Quarterback Bo Nix has been poised and efficient, but his steady, conservative style favors long drives rather than quick strikes. Denver's last 4 home games have averaged under 40 points combined, proof of a team content to win with patience rather than pace. Las Vegas continues to trend in a similar direction. The Raiders have seen the total stay under in 6 of their last 7 road games, largely because of inconsistent quarterback play and a defense that, despite its flaws, often manages to keep opponents within reach. Their offense has struggled to sustain drives, and even last week's overtime loss to Jacksonville, which ended 30-29, featured more grit than rhythm. The return of Brock Bowers has added a spark, but the Raiders are unlikely to dictate tempo on the road. History reinforces the idea that this rivalry produces more collisions than fireworks. 7 of the last 10 meetings in Denver have finished under the total, with both teams leaning on defense and familiarity to limit explosive plays. Even the few higher scoring games in recent years have often come from turnovers or late game swings rather than sustained offensive execution. The Thursday night games typically tilt toward the under as well, given the short week, limited rest, and minimal time for creative offensive adjustments. Expect methodical possessions, a few stalled red zone trips, and a game defined more by field position than highlight plays. We're getting locked and loaded with the under. That wraps up another breakdown here on Locked and Loaded Sports. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest sports analysis and betting insights. More picks, more locks, and more action is coming your way. That's all for now. Stay sharp, stay ready, and get locked and loaded.